gentlemen, welcome to As the Buckle Turns. My name is Adam.
I'm Tim.
And as always, support... Wait, no, that's somebody else's catchphrase. God damn... yeah.
Adam, I steal enough from them. We don't need to steal their intro.
We can't do it that blatantly. But we got to start off with sad news, ladies and gentlemen. We got to say goodbye to Shad Gaspard. Man. I mean, that... Just...
It was it was sad. I mean, hearing that being swept out to sea by the undertow current.
Riptide, yeah.
The Riptide current. But before that happened, he told the lifeguard who came up to get him and his son, save his son.
Get my son in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping his son, his young son, I think he's 10.
Yes.
In
10
mind.
Years old.
Yeah. So it's died a hero protecting his son.
Exactly. I mean, this is also the same man that in 2016 stopped an armed robbery. Turns out that the gun was an airsoft gun, and also to show how superhuman he was so... I mean, the adrenaline was going. When he finally let go of the pistol, he realized that he had crushed the plastic casing on it. I was like, yep, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, for me personally, this entire thing, Joey Ryan did a great thread saying thank you and goodbye to Shad because he just started sharing his memories. He's like, no, I remember doing this with him. We had this match. We did this. Backstage we would joke around about this. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's sad that what happened is. I know. I think it was Sean Young Sapp or something like that has said that he's gonna hope to make his dream come true because he was working on a pilot for it's a wrestling drama pilot.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called.
But not heels.
Okay.
A
little similar. The concept seems a little similar to heels.
That happens.
But it's definitely a little bit different from what I understand the concept of heels is going to be.
Right.
But overall is like he put that out on Twitter and Mick Foley responded saying, hey, if there's anything I can do to help make this possible, get in contact with me. I want to help try to get this thing. And he actually, I guess a few years ago, he got a read through of the pilot and got some feedback on it. Like, what are you doing good here? What are some prospects? Whether that's a good thing, like some things that could be planned out over the season, or things that may hurt it, all that. And it's actually it's overall pretty positive. Like,
that's cool.
Pilot.
Yeah. For me, the last memory I have about Shad was actually a What Culture video. It was when the What Culture Wrestling guys went to the Bullet Club block party in New Jersey. And Shad and his tag team partner from Crime Time. If only I had a magical device in front of me that would allow me to look this up. But the two of them were there, and What Culture just like totally off to the side. Just off to the side, we're talking about it. Oh yeah, and he was in
JTG.
Yeah, JTG. He was also in Black Panther. Totally did not recognize him in that.
Really, I didn't realize he was in Black Panther.
Yeah. He was the other Wakanda chieftain, not in Wakanda, but the one from the mountains.
Really?
Yeah, that was him.
Wow, did not know that.
It's one of those that like you look back on it and you're like, did not recognize him. Okay.
Well, that's kind of good because I was gonna say I don't have a memory of Shad because like I remember when he was in WWE, but that was so long ago. Like until I heard this, like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, But yeah, it is sad. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, and hopefully this wrestling pilot can be turned into something and actually will get going.
Certainly hope so. That would be awesome.
So, with that, we're going to transfer over into the rest of our show.
Yes.
And today we have predictions for AEW Quadruple or Nothing.
It's
Right? That's
only
what the name of the
Double
show
or
is.
Nothing this time.
No. Double or Nothing was last year. If
Well,
we're
now
going
they're-
with that theme,
Now they're
gotta
doubling
be
down
quadruple.
on Double or Nothing.
so doubling down on Double or Nothing.
Yes.
Got it. These are going to be long pay-per-view names by the time we get to like 6.
Oh, God. By 6, it'll just be like, look, we're just going to call it Dawn. This is just called Dawn. It's short for Donnie.
The first time I saw the actual abbreviation of Dawn referring to Double or Nothing, I was just like, to Dawn, I'm like, what? Are they oh, that's the abbreviation. It took me a second.
Just a quick
Abbreviations-
second.
It doesn't. Abbreviations for pay-per-views do not take me long to figure that out. But for some reason, for Double or Nothing, I'm just like Dawn. I'm like, what? Oh, Double or Nothing. Like, oh yeah, it was weird.
No, I get it. I get it. Oh,
Okay,
they've
so
already
we're gonna
released
go-
the date for next year's. May 29th next year.
Yes, they announced that when they announced the pay-per-view date change because it's supposed to be another week before this, when it was still going to be in Las Vegas.
Okay.
But when that got canceled, I guess they decided for reasons just it'd be better to bring it up a week and do it here in Florida.
All right. I do see that they added one more match.
Yes, and I have it on here.
Okay. Good.
I have all the matches. A total of 11 matches for Double or Nothing.
Really? Because Wikipedia only has 9.
Let's see. I have. Okay, we're about to go over it, and you can.
Yeah.
confirm it, 'cause I took this right from Wikipedia. So we had the pre-show matchup of Private Party versus the Best Friends,
Yep.
and the winner will be the number 1 contender for the AEW Tag Team Championships.
It's a great idea.
Yep. We have Dr. Britt Baker, MD. Hopefully. Going against Chris Statlander.
Yep.
We have the new match that was just added this week: Dustin Rhodes versus Shawn Spears.
Mm-hmm.
We have Matt Hardy and the Elite, minus Cody, just so people are aware, versus the Inner Circle in a Stadium Stampede match.
Whatever that means.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's 10. I have it's 10 matches because I have the Britt Baker on here twice.
Oh, okay. Still 10. I've only got 9 over here.
Unless I have it on here twice, which is possible, but I doubt.
Yeah.
But after the Private Party, we have Nyla Rose defending her Women's World Championship against Hikaru Shida in a no disqualification match.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Casino Ladder match, where Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Rey Fenix, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and to be announced, the famous to be announced.
To be announced gets around, guys.
Yeah. We also have Jon Moxley defending his AEW World Championship against Mr. Brody Lee.
Which, by the way, totally like the change in character that Brody Lee has gone through.
Yeah. I'm not sure about his ring gear. It's just his whole gimmick in the ring gear doesn't match up that well to me.
Well, you know.
But that's it.
I just
Overall,
like
he's still doing great work.
I just like seeing him in suits.
Oh, yeah. Then we have MJF with Wardrobe versus Jungle Boy.
Yes.
And then we have Cody Rhodes. Or just Cody.
Yeah, that's what they're going with right now.
I know. But Cody going against Lance Archer in the finals of the TNT tournament.
Yep, that should be 9 matches.
When I say 10 matches, I'm counting the pre-show.
Yep.
So, Cody versus Lance Archer, MJF versus Jungle Boy, Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee.
Yep.
The Casino ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Nyla versus Takeshita. Private Party versus Chuck Taylor. God damn it, I had that on there twice.
I knew you still had one on there twice. I mean, leave it on there. I'll win both of them. And retain the predictions championship. Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
I was kind of surprised I actually had that Britt Baker on there twice. Because
And you're the sober one.
Am I?
No, we all know that you are the more sober one.
You had to work today. I get to sit on my ass all day. Who says I haven't been drinking all day long?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I haven't, but I could have been.
I like to power...
But yeah, so we have 9 matches.
9 matches, yes.
Yes,
With one on the pre-show.
Yes. And then we have 2 questions to answer today,
Okay.
which we'll cover when we get to them. So, Adam,
Yes.
as champion, I'm going to give you the option to choose whether you want to be the first one to make your pick for the first match or pass it off to me.
You know what? I will defer to you, and then I will go first on the second.
Okay. So we're going to go right into the who will be the crowning TNT champion.
Champion? All right. No,
And-
that's Jericho's thing. Le
I
champion.
know, but I still call everything champion now.
He's good. It's going to be a Southern... This is going to be definitely a Southern belt. So it's going to be the TNT champ. Champ, y'all.
Chomp.
Champ. Champ.
Okay. But
All
it'll be Cody and Lance Archer in the matchup. And this is actually a tough one because even, a lot of people were saying that the promo between Jake and Arn basically showed why both of them should win.
Oh, yeah. I did also see a bunch of fans complaining about the promo between Jake and Arn.
What were they saying?
That neither one of them deserved to ever be in a ring ever again.
Oh, God.
I was just like, come on, guys.
If they're referring to as in-a-ring wrestling...
Oh, no, I
yes.
agree with that. I agree with that.
But they're talking about ever being in the ring, period. God, no. They're
No.
They're idiots. But they went back and forth, and I'm going to take a bold prediction here. Something that
Stunning
no one would ever
and
expect
brave
this.
prediction, some might say.
Yes. It's going to be the initial TNT champion will be both Cody and Lance Archer.
Bold move there, Cotton. I wonder how it's going to play out for you.
Well, see, I cover my ground, so if either one actually wins it, I still win.
Yeah, a little too much coverage on that one.
I'm gonna go. This is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with probably the safe bet and going with Lance Archer.
Okay. Because I am also going with that safe bet of Lance Archer, even though, and this was pointed out to me by one of the guys I work with, who is also an incredibly huge, like, the guy's really cool, but he's not the brightest bulb in the reject pack. But he loves wrestling and he really understands it, like both as a fan and somebody who can like break it down. I was like, I can't talk to you otherwise, but we'll talk wrestling. But he pointed out that Cody hasn't had a pay-per-view win.
Yeah.
And Lance Archer, coming into the company to stay strong, also needs a win here.
Oh, that's the whole debate of why people are saying, how much more can Cody actually lose and still keep his like.
I got a feeling
momentum.
that, personally, Cody, much like Kenny, both of them are there to make everyone else a star.
Well, yes, but you still have to get major wins to be able to be relevant and have that purpose.
I'd have them have a rematch at the next pay-per-view, whatever that's going to be. Or Cody has to like earn another TNT championship spot. So it'll be late. Yeah. But I want the final back and forth between the two of them to be at All In and Cody walk away as losing the championship there. Cody gets to hold it like at some point over this summer, but it's going to be just like I got a win over him, and then at All Out, he loses it. And Cody doesn't, this will just to be like, okay, Cody was a champion in the company.
Okay, you are making no sense whatsoever, because you basically just said he's not the champion, but he drops the belt at All Out. No.
He'll pick it up.
He beats the champion, but not for the championship.
Shut up. He will pick up the championship at some point over this summer. That way, by All Out, he can drop the belt to Lance Archer. And really put Lance Archer over at that one. Even though I don't think Lance needs it.
No. That is not allowed. That will fall into the grounds of the person who was the runner-up in the finals taking it. Not allowed. No.
Nope. We're going with that trope, man.
When Cody loses, he can win the TNT belt after someone else has beaten Lance Archer for it.
Nope.
Or
He's
Lance
the one.
Archer can win it from after Cody's dropped the belt to someone else.
Nope. It's going to go back and forth between the two of them going to All Out.
It will be interesting to see if they will hold this up as their television championship, because this has not been confirmed. There's no rule saying this has to be defended every single time on television.
Right. Unlike the Chowda Championship with New England Wrestling Alliance, it's defended every single week in a triple threat match. All right, sorry, just needed to throw that in there. Every Sunday on the ZOP Gaming channel. Or sometimes Monday, or it could be Tuesday. I don't know. Sometimes editing gets a little weird.
But yes, so it will be interesting to see if they do announce that. My thing would be is, if that's how they want to treat it, keep it internal. Keep it as a backstage rule, not an actual official rule on TV.
Right.
Once you announce it on TV and you violate it, guess who's going to be the first person who's going to be bitching about it?
Jim Cornette.
No. This guy.
Vince. That you. I was going to go with Vince Russo next. By the way, so you know how we remember last week where we talked about Vince, both positively and negatively.
Yes.
We understood his point, but it was like, it's coming from Vince Russo. He's now following me on Twitter.
Really?
Yep. It happened that night. It was amazing.
That's
I looked at it and I was like, Vince Russo is now following you. And I was like, good on you, Vince. Hopefully you don't actually listen to my podcast, because
he's gonna realize how much we bash on him.
We bashed on you and then agreed with you.
Yeah. Funny thing about that same tweet, Jim Cornette responded to it and said because someone pointed out wanting to know Cornette's thoughts on Vince's statement.
Yeah.
And he's like, the only way to make AEW worse would be to hire TV writers.
We both agreed that at some point down the line, in the future, it may be necessary in order to help the TV show Dynamite. But overall, as a company, they don't need it now.
Well, and again, we even said that we're not using them as traditional writers.
Right.
You're using them as idea generators to also help work on formatting the show. Stuff like that.
Yes.
Not actually giving a wrestler a script to read word for word or you're in trouble. No, it's all about generating ideas, help it work with talent on how
I gotta say
how their character is, and then giving them feedback.
Yeah, hard scripting for promos does not work with live television, especially when people are trained as wrestlers instead of as actors.
It works. Scripted programs work when you have a segment that you pre-recorded,
right,
and you can do 1,000 takes,
just in case. And
then you get the Rock who wants to do it live, and will screw up the tapings just to make sure he can go live.
Oh man, I love seeing that about him.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next matchup. This is MJF versus Jungle Boy.
This is where I go first. Honestly, it's MJF.
Jungle Boy it is. I'm putting down for you. I'm actually going to go with the actual winner, MJF.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. All right. MJF is walking out of this the winner. It's going to be a sympathetic help to Jungle Boy because he's basically going to get his ass whooped.
I don't think it's... Jungle Boy's not going to get his ass whooped here. It's going to be... MJF's going to walk out and he's going to look strong in it, in a sense. But we're actually going to get to finally see what Jungle Boy can do. Kind of like when Jungle Boy had his match against Jericho, and he did very well. It's another match to help build Jungle Boy up.
Did you ever catch the match? It's Jurassic Express versus the OWE guys.
No. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Well, in that, they are all about the same height as Jungle Boy, so it looks like, honestly, shorter guys wrestling shorter guys, it looks better. Every once in a while, you can get away with, Rey Mysterio versus The Big Show. You can get away with that, and it will look good. But if you're putting guys... For me, it's a thing that in NXT, we don't see it yet. But when they move up to the main roster, you end up running into this situation where you've built up Johnny Gargano to be this, really good wrestler. And then he gets brought up to the main roster, and you're like, well, yeah, but Elias looks like he could physically fold Gargano in half, throw him in the audience, play his guitar a little bit, and still win the match.
Well, you gotta remember, Elias was in NXT at one point.
Oh, I know.
And he fit in.
But I swear to God, he's gotten bigger since getting on the main roster.
Well, probably. But here's the thing with that. When you have a smaller guy and a bigger guy, a lot bigger, a big height difference between each other, it actually it works fine because it's David versus Goliath.
Right.
When we have a short guy versus a normal tall, 6 foot, 7 foot, it doesn't look as good because
you got the Gargano at he's 5'10".
I don't know.
Which falls into the Jericho, Benoit, Eddie Guerrero. They were all this height, but then you're putting them against guys that are 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
And you're just that is too close of a height difference.
It's just not. It's not enough to where it looks odd.
Yeah. And unless the smaller guy is really jacked, like Benoit or Guerrero, you always go, why isn't John Cena just destroying this smaller dude?
Which is why they always use, in WWE, they just use their speed to take advantage of it. Which is a smart move.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, then you go anywhere else and you have that height difference, they show you actually how you actually can really not have to use speed and you can ground and pound them. You
out-wrestle somebody.
Yeah, and it makes complete logical sense.
I've noticed this is something... I know I'm getting away from Double or Nothing for a moment, but I noticed this about WWE. Every other company promotes the wrestling between people. No matter the height, no matter anything, the difference between them. WWE promotes the strength, the visible strength fighting between the two of them. They do not promote real wrestling.
Because Vince is... If he's strong, looks strong, and the other guy doesn't, there's no way people are going to believe the guy who doesn't look strong can win because it's perception. Which is true.
It's to a point, yeah.
It's very true. That's how, because we over-rely on our sight.
Yeah.
And make presumptions and everything. But that's why it's always great when you actually then see the guy come out and basically kick the crap out of the guy who's physically stronger. Because it's like, oh, that guy, we didn't know he was a fucking black belt in 3 different martial arts.
Yeah, this dude has been training this one particular ground and pound style his flying, Will Ospreay taking on anyone bigger than him. Okay, it's just for him. It's pure speed and the fact that he is all over the place, and you're trying to catch up to him.
Yeah, and no matter how much you beat him down, his cardio is so good that
he's just like, I'm still. If I can stand up, I'm gonna get up.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an interesting mind frame. So let's move on to which will and should close the show. Jon Moxley defending his AEW World Championship against Mr. Brody Lee. And this is going to fall to me. I'm going with Jon Moxley, even though it's too early for Brody Lee to get a loss. But Jon Moxley can't take a loss, shouldn't be losing the belt here either.
Right.
I'm going to call it here. What they'll do is Jon Moxley still will win and retain, but they're going to have a finish involved that heavily protects Brody Lee.
Yeah.
In the finish, because again, we've already covered that this is too early, but I'm going with Jon Moxley.
I mean, at the same time, this is the first time. I mean, once again, in AEW is doing this to me, unlike WWE. I see a card with this as the championship match. Now, if you had told me 3 years ago that I would be excited about a Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper championship match, I would have looked at you and asked you, when did you start using cannabis? What kind of drugs are you on peyote right now? Because I would have questioned your sanity.
Crack. Just crack, that's all.
Today, I see that and I'm like, oh, I want to see these two men tear each other apart, because I know that they've worked together for so long that they can totally tear each other apart and be safe with each other about it. Oh, I would love to see Brody Lee win here, but it's all Moxley.
And then we find out we're wrong.
Yeah.
And
this is a match where I don't care if honestly, I do not care if I win, because this is going to be a fun. I'm excited about seeing this match.
I mean, if Moxley did drop the belt here, you could then use the summer to build him back up.
Oh yeah, he starts working through all of the minions.
Not just that, but you could build him back up some bigger feuds and then set him up for a rematch to put the belt back on him at Final Gear.
Ooh! I got a good little storyline. Take your idea of moving Moxley match by match through a couple of different opponents between now and All Out. But at the same time, there is an underlying attacks against Moxley by the Dark Order minions.
Yeah.
A bunch of his matches get totally interrupted by the minions just running down and just swarming him. And you're like, why would Brody Lee want... And then Brody Lee keeps cutting promos, just admitting that he's like, no, I'm sending people after Moxley. He's still a threat. Just because he's wrestling other people right now doesn't mean anything. He's still a threat for this belt, and I'm going to make sure that he can't even make All Out. And you're like, ooh, we're setting something up big here.
By the way, I said Full Gear, not All Out, to put the belt back on him.
Oh.
So pay attention, buddy. No.
All right. I mean, All Out would be awesome.
No, All Out would be too soon. I would say if you're going to put the belt on, if you did put the belt on Brody Lee, you have him hold the belt till Full Gear, and that's where you could put the belt back on Moxley. Because hopefully by then we'll have crowds again.
Yeah, because now to All Out is 4 months. So yeah, Full Gear would make more sense.
It would give a longer run for him. Also, just allow you to, and then Moxley can re-win it, being a 2-time AEW World Champion, which some would say is probably too soon to do, but at the same time, it's actually a great thing to do. Because I think sometimes new companies spend too long not having repeat champions, and you have top contenders who should be multiple-time world champion.
Yeah.
But that's why you could actually then basically redo his entire world championship run in front of fans again. Actually have fans at arenas.
Yeah. I mean, that just reminds me of the championship situation in New England Wrestling Alliance. We've had
Adam, we're talking about Double or Nothing. We got predictions.
save it in later. 1 year. We've had 4 champions and no repeats in the top championship. Anyway, keep going with Double or Nothing. Ooh, I get to call this one first.
Yeah, this is the casino ladder match, and because there's 9 people in it, we will get 2 picks, and whoever's pick, like if we both pick the same person but in different first and second pick, the person who got it right in their first pick, if it's the same pick, it's a draw, obviously.
Right.
So Adam, out of the 9 men, who is your first pick?
Oh God. All right, because I've been checking out a little bit more of Ray Phoenix's recent work. Holy crap! As a singles person, he's actually really, really good. I've always loved Frankie Kazarian, going all the way back to TNA. Kip Sabian, Orange Cassidy. I don't know why they put him in this match. He's gonna hurt everyone. Hopefully nobody gives him a microphone. Okay.
Adam, see, that's his whole plan. He's just gonna hurt everyone to the point where the poker chips is gonna fall into on him because his hands are gonna be in his pockets.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna land in the perfect way. It's gonna have a little rope that lands, and it's just gonna land around his neck.
No, it's gonna land at his feet because he's just too late. He's just too.
But it lands perfectly so that it never touches the mat. He just catches it between his feet.
Yep. Because of all the damage he's done to the building.
Yeah.
That it's just gonna fall down on it.
Luckily, there won't be an audience there because the man might literally tear the building to the ground.
Okay.
We got Colt Cabana. Frickin' A. Scott, dude. I really like him. Like, I went back and I was just like, I like him. What? It's been 30 minutes. Whatever. I'm going to talk today. You're
going to tell me it's taking me long to make predictions.
I know. And then Darby Allin. God. Scorpio Sky. Oh. So
personally, I think most people will go the Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Route for the most likely. He's the favorite. I think he's had one other title shot. I think it's too soon.
Right.
Because here's the thing: we don't know when this World Championship title shot will happen.
Exactly.
We don't know if it's gonna be all out. We don't know if it'll just be sometime during Dynamite. That's the thing. I'm gonna probably take a wild shot here that it's gonna probably be during Dynamite. It's not gonna be setting up the main event.
Okay.
For All Out.
Oh no.
Last year. But so who are you gonna pick for your first pick?
The problem is we also have to be announced.
Yeah, you almost forgot to be announced.
This is too difficult because everyone in this deserves a shot. Even Luchasaurus. You know what?
You know what? No one in this matchup deserves a shot except for one person.
Who?
Orange Cassidy.
Luchasaurus. I freaking love you, bro. He's like surprisingly cool. I'm gonna say that getting the poker chip. Darby. Darby is my first pick.
Darby Allin. Not a bad pick. I'm going with him as my first pick too. Because he's a safe bet.
Yeah.
I think he's too much of a safe bet to go there.
Exactly. Like he's too. He might be too obvious.
But they could. He has been getting a bunch of segments lately, so it's a possibility. I think it's too soon because I really want him to be the next person to whoever wins the TNT tournament championship. He'd be the person who takes the belt off him. Because putting the AEW World Title on him before he has a mid-card run would be too soon.
No, I'm not saying that if he wins here, he's going to win the championship. No, I'm going to say he's going to get a shot at it and then get a shot at the TNT.
I'm just saying that if if he's a big star, you don't put the belt on him until he's had a mid-card championship run.
Oh, of course.
So, but who's your second pick?
To be announced. To be announced.
Now, if to be announced is who I think it's going to be, it's not a bad pick. And we'll cover that in a few minutes.
So, I've heard, I have in my head 2 names that to be announced could be.
That's one of the questions for...
I know. I'm going to save it. It could be this guy.
Just for the fuck's sake of it, I'm going with freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
My God, man, that is stunning and brave.
Oh God, not
Crazy.
this matchup. I wanted to delay this matchup because I wanted you to go first on this one.
I have all of the even numbers.
So the next matchup is Nyla Rose defending the AEW World Women's Championship against Hikaru Shida. I know who should win this matchup.
In a no DQ, no countout match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Sorry about that.
I know who should win this matchup. I'm just not sure if she's going to.
Ooh. Interesting.
She lost. She got beat on Dynamite, but then put the champ through a table afterwards.
Right.
So, well, fuck it. I'm going with who should win this.
There you go.
That is Hikaru Shida.
Well, of course. Guess who I am choosing, my friend? Hikaru Shida.
Oh, wow.
This also feels like a good spot for Nyla Rose to have the belt not taken away from her. It's not that in any way. For her to drop the belt and continue and then go on an absolute rampage against anybody and everyone that she can get her hands on.
See, that's what I'm kind of thinking here, is because she was not on TV for over a month and she was the champion. Outside her concerns.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Even if she could have made it to the tapings and she decided not to because she took him up on the offer, and still it should not be. That's her choice, and that's a safe choice. I'm going with Hikaru Shida because she should have been the one who took the belt off of
Rio.
Wow, I just blanked on it, and I just saw.
I know.
They were just talking about that matchup with her and Nyla Rose as one of the best matches for AEW's first year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because Hikaru Shida was over, she was already over with the fans, and I get it. You not necessarily want Rio to drop into another babyface, but at the same time, Nyla Rose was starting to build momentum, but she was not at that ready to put the belt
not
on,
at that
in my
moment.
Opinion. So, and then not having her on TV where Shida has been on, and Shida was in part of that big Britt Baker kind of little rivalry that really helped cement Britt Baker's character.
Yes, she finally gets, something going, and she didn't get injured.
So, but
God.
this is why I'm saying put the belt on Shida.
Yep.
She's over. Fans like her already. Rebuild Nyla Rose back up.
Oh yeah, she should be a monster by the time you pit her against whoever the champion is at that time.
Yes, really build her back up. When what I'd love to see happen.
What?
Is whenever they're done filming, what's the women's Netflix TV show?
Glow.
Glow. When that's done, bring Austin Khan back to be her mentor.
Yes.
And say, you're a beast. So was I.
And just like, you're a beast. Act like it.
Yeah. It's just like basically saying you were the champion and you lost it on one of your first few defenses.
You lost it to her? Come on.
Yeah. And then you just have Awesome Kong basically building up and helping. And you can have that Nyla Rose saying, I don't need your help.
Yeah.
She can she'll win a match, she'll lose a match. She'll lose a match, she'll maybe get a win, but then she'll lose.
Yeah, the entire
and then,
time.
She start to realize that Awesome Kong eventually comes out to ringside and gives her some advice, and she wins. So she goes like, eventually, begrudgingly. Wow, I can't think of the word.
Begrudgingly?
Begrudging. Well, yeah, that word.
GR. Grudge.
She says she agrees to it.
I would book it a little bit different. Instead of like at first, Awesome Kong comes back to try to, come on, Nyla, let me give you let me give you a little bit of help. I can get you over the hump. You're gonna get right over the edge, and you're gonna be, you're gonna get over. And Nyla pushes back. So Awesome Kong's like, fine, you want to push back? That's cool. Awesome Kong starts attacking her. Nyla keeps getting away, but it's just like a defensive getting away. Finally, Nyla has to turn on the beast. And afterwards, you just see Awesome Kong, Nyla just throws her through a wall or something. Just absolutely does one of those things. And then immediately snaps back to oh, that was too far. That was too far. And Kong just gets up and goes, nah, that wasn't far enough, but you're on the right path. And then
yeah, something like that.
But then as Nyla keeps trying to not be the monster, Awesome Kong keeps coming out and going, no, let it out.
Yeah. Something along those lines. Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
So we keep getting away from our predictions. So the next matchup is we have the Elite and Matt Hardy minus Cody Rhodes.
You skipped my match. You skipped my pick.
You said Hikaru Shida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. Yours is in a different order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I rearranged it because I did Private Party, put it at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
It's a pre-show.
Gotcha. Never mind.
So, but yeah, we had the Elite minus Cody with Matt Hardy versus the Inner Circle in a Stadium Stampede match. We still don't know what the technical rules are.
No.
It's probably just going to be an all-out brawl throughout an entire football stadium.
Probably. I did like the Adam Page coming downfield in cowboy boots, mind you.
Yeah.
That man ran in cowboy boots.
Yeah. So Wrestle Talk, when they covered it, they showed the clip where you see him running, but you don't actually see him get to there, and they just replay it. Keep doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Way too many fucking times. It's basically Wrestle Talk, where they Ali Davis outplaying the joke and keep still going until it's even really played out. And then he finally shows him reach there. And it's just
that's actually a joke that another group of people have done in the past, right?
Who's that?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail, dude.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh,
it's annoying.
It is one of the funniest jokes in the movie because you don't realize what's happening. You see him start to run and get closer, and then it cuts to somebody else, and it cuts back, and it's the exact same run, and then it cuts away, and it cuts back, and then suddenly, bam, he's right there, right in your face.
Yeah, they showed the clip 7 times before we got right there. I'm sorry.
I think it's hilarious. It's a callback joke.
It's dumb.
It's amazing.
Anyway, Adam, who do you
smart
pick?
Humor for dumb people. Anyway,
no, it's not.
I'm taking the Elite here.
Ooh.
Because, so Adam Page on Mondays being the Elite had a monologue. It was good. The entire thing was about going home. Now, lately he had been living out in the woods because he was so afraid of COVID that he needed to make sure that no one was near him at all. So it was just him and a bunch of bottles of Jack. And his friend's Jack. But he's had this entire monologue is about going home. And he's like, well, but the people that are home, they, they're so much better than me. I always feel like I'm the one pulling everyone down. And it's just like, Adam, you are the most over dude in AEW, like right this second. People are yelling out cowboy shit during his matches. Anytime he comes out, Kenny Omega, his tag team partner, is being overshadowed by him. Okay, like, Adam, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so this is our first matchup where we are going to disagree. I am going with the Inner Circle because I'm going with the fact that we're going to get some elite shenanigans with the whole issues going on.
No, I'm so yeah, this is. I thought this was originally going to be a 4-on-4 match.
No, there's 5 members of the Inner Circle, so you need 5 people.
No, but when they were bringing in Matt Hardy, it was to replace Nick Jackson.
Originally,
Cody was originally in that.
Yes.
Okay, now this makes a whole lot more sense. Because originally I was just going to be like, no, Nick Jackson's going to come back and like screw something up. The way I think this is going to play out is that basically it's going to be a 5-on-5. But it's Hulk Hogan versus any heel of the 80s. The Elite are going to get beaten up. I mean, they're going to get offense off, of course, but they are going to be outmatched for quite some time. And then suddenly, everyone turns it around. Nick Jackson's like, I'm not that damaged. Matt Jackson's going to be like, my back doesn't hurt that bad. Matt Hardy's going to be like, I have some semblance of sanity right now. Kenny Omega is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm the best bout machine. And Adam Page is going to end up sobering up.
No, because it's not going to happen.
Actually, I like the fact that I end it with Adam Page just sobering up. He's like, oh, such a hangover.
No, see, he's so he's sober for the matchup, and that's why he's losing. He's gonna get drunk, and he's gonna come. He can save the day.
He runs over and steals another solo cup full of whatever clear liquid his private party was sipping on, and just down it like it's absolutely nothing. Just be like, have you ever had like that time where you take a shot of like 151 and you're like, oh, I can feel that. Or a shot of alcohol for you where you can feel it burn all the way to your stomach.
Yes.
Yes. It's going to be one of that. It's that reaction from Adam Page. And then he's just like, I'm drunk! And runs back in.
No. See, I could love to see that whole segment that you just said, like they all hook up, only to have the FTR come in and take out Matt and Nick Jackson.
Oh my God. No, even better. FTR comes in and lays out everyone. But they do it in like horror movie style where like the first two will say Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager are taken out from like solo from behind. You don't really see who it is. But by the time you get to Matt and Nick Jackson, Santana and Ortiz, you realize that it's FTR. Then the only people that are left are Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson.
No. All right, let's move on. Okay. So we're going to move on to Dustin Rhodes and Shawn Spears.
Okay, so...
This is easy. I'm going with Shawn Spears.
Really?
Dustin Rhodes is going to be for you.
I don't know. I actually have to think about this one for a quick second. I would love... This is it. Dustin Rhodes is putting over Shawn Spears in this one. Shawn's getting the win.
What is that like? You really have to think about this one.
But it's still weird for me to call him Dustin.
I know.
Like he actually goes by. There's no stage name for him anymore, and I can't call him Dusty because that's his dad. But yeah, Dustin is going to put Shawn Spears over it, but it's going to be one of those that Shawn's going to pull it out in the end. Like we might have a false, like an actual false finish and then Shawn's going to be the one to kick out. Dustin's not going to know what to do. He's already tired. The man's 50-something years old. It's catching up to him. And Shawn just pulls something out to win.
Yeah. So the next matchup we're going to go into is, if this match actually takes place, is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Chris Statlander.
Chris Statlander?
I'm going with Chris Statlander as my pick, because regardless if she's injured enough where she can do the match, but she's gonna have to take time off to heal.
You have to have her lose here.
She's gonna lose because it'll build towards the rematch when she comes back.
Right.
That you can use as it's like I only lost because you injured me.
Yeah, exactly.
Type feel. But I mean, hopefully she's not. It's not. It was. People only think it was bad as it was thought it was that bad of an injury, but it's more like a bad sprain or something like that. Hopefully,
I mean, as long an ACL if it's just a minor tear, like not a full tear, a partial tear, then
yeah,
okay, cool, but really watch it. I mean, at the same time, at that point with a partial tear, you might want to just go for the full tear. It's gonna hurt, but you're gonna have surgery on it like hours later.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at the same time, no, I'm saying it's Chris Statlander, because I kind of feel that Chris was going to win here anyway.
No, I kind of figured it was gonna be Dr. Britt Baker winning this one if they actually could kind of actually give her her first big win.
That's
She's
true.
She's won some matches, but she hasn't really had any big wins.
Oh yeah, this is a pay-per-view win, derp.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. All right. So the next matchup is the only match we know for a fact is on the buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
I would say pre-show, but they call it the buy-in.
Oh, whatever.
Better
Pre-show.
Labeling the pre-show. And it's going to be for the number one contender for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, Private Party versus Best Friend. Adam, this falls to you.
Man. Ooh, Best Friends has been looking good in the ring lately. And Private Party has been at home. Cutting promos. Yeah, you know what? I'm going with Private Party on this one.
Ooh.
I got a feeling that they are going to part and they're going to pull something out here. And Best Friends is just going to be like, wait, what? What happened? That wasn't the way it was supposed to go down.
It's going to be Best Friends because yes, that Private Party has been in California because they haven't been able to come to tapings.
Right.
Because of COVID-19. But it's also going to be the Best Friends because of the fact that, there's been high praise of Chuck Taylor.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Really?
And how he's been working and really want to push him. And I do agree with his comment about how AEW is having sneakers come out and he does not have one when he's literally named after a shoe.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be this way. I think the best thing is actually for the Best Friends to win here because it would definitely set up a good. It's a good payoff for the kind of mini feud that Kenny Omega had with Chuck Taylor in the Best Friends, while Hangman Page was away in the wilderness.
Yes, with his friends Jack.
And he could drop the belt. They could drop the belts to them in that way. But we'll see. Okay, so we have two questions.
Okay.
The first one is related to who is to be announced in the Casino Ladder match.
Oh.
You get one guess. I will actually have my name on there. I had this on here since I put this card up because I didn't want to forget who it was.
I want to hear your one name, dude, because I have two names. I have two names here.
I want to hear your two names.
Oh.
You can tell me your two names.
Okay.
I will let you know mine before you make your pick.
Okay.
Though.
All right. My two names It's Pac and Brian Cage.
Who was it? The first one?
Pac.
No, he's trapped in England.
That's why. That's why it would be such a pop for that.
No,
the live crowd would go crazy for it, man.
And how dare you say Brian Cage? Because that's the person I have down on his mind.
See, if you would put down like Pac or my now third name, Sting. Sting is AEW.
But no, I was trying to think through them, like, because I know a lot of people are saying Drew Gulak is possibly a possibility.
Yeah.
And because they're not like they're keeping silent. They're not kind of doing any teases for who this could be. So it's not like it could be just someone on the roster. It's got to be a reveal. I know a lot of people are saying it's going to be Matt Condara, Zack Ryder. I can't pronounce say his last name. Is going to show up. It can't be. He still has 55 days or less.
Right.
A few days less by the time it actually goes tomorrow. Before he can actually do it. He could technically forgo the 90-day clause thing and still do it, but it opens him up to being sued by WWE.
I mean, unless he in writing was like, no, I don't want the 90 days. I don't want to be paid for it. You know, we're just gonna equally say that is done. That part of my contract is done.
Yeah, so it's possible, but I doubt it. So people are always going like Drew Gulak because his contract expired last Friday.
Yep.
Because it's expired, there's no 90-day clause, so he can go wherever he wants. But the rumor is he's still in negotiations with WWE to return. But it doesn't know. I'm like, yeah, no one outside the revival, but this would make no sense for it because it's for a world title shot, not a world tag team. So I'm like, but I remembered the rumor was that Brian Cage was going to be going to All Elite,
right? But
he's been suffering from an injury. Someone's like, oh, this could be the time for he could come back. So I'm kind of disappointed that you actually had his name on your mind because I was like, I thought it was like such a surprise. But he's my pick.
Okay. I've got a new name.
Okay. Is it your pick or a new
name? No. My pick is Brian Cage, but I got another name. Much like Sting. I
already know.
Oh, you think you know where I'm going? But I'm going to swerve on you. You think I was going to say Ric Flair, but no.
No, I didn't.
Owen Hart returns, ladies and gentlemen.
That's exactly where I knew you were going.
Chris Benoit comes out, gets choked up on the ropes. Oh, I'm going to hell for this.
There's a reason why we only have 3 people who listen to this podcast.
Nobody makes it to this point in the show anyway. Oh, shit.
No,
during the predictions.
All of our 3 fans make it this far into the show. It's just Google's analytics just don't record it.
Yeah, they're just like, no, we heard the Owen Hart joke.
They're biased against us. They hear that and like, nope, done.
Nope, we're out. Nope, everyone stop here.
It's just like internal memo sent to Google. This channel can never be monetized
because of these Owen Hart jokes.
All right. So our next question is: will our former WWE talent show up in any way?
I really, really want to say yes here and put in FTR or the Revolt.
It's going to be FTR according to that because they got an cease and desist letter from the Revolt of an independent tag team, and their lawyer replied basically saying, we are not going to be called the Revolt. We are always going to be called FTR. It was always going to stand for different things based on storyline, stuff like that.
And right now it's Fear the Revolt.
And the thing is, they are saying it's not their fault that dirt sheets have been reporting they're going to be called the Revolt. So
yeah, I mean that's a smart move. I mean, also at the same time, it was kind of a, hey, I wonder if we can get away with this. Will this name work? And just kind of put the Revolt thing, like, very quietly out to people.
See, the thing is that they know this team. They've met with it before.
Oh.
And that's one of the things that they're saying. They said, like...
Well, I mean, also, the saying of fear the revolt. Of course, people are going to be like, oh, they're going to be called the Revolt.
Yeah. So it's not, and it's true. It's very true. It's not their fault that the dirt sheets have actually been picking it up. So, but I'm just gonna go with, because I think the safe answer is yes, just because there's there's a possibility for this to happen. I'm not necessarily sure it's going to, but if I lose because of this, I'm gonna laugh.
Oh, I am saying you know what? I'm going to say no. That they're going to save the FTR for something else.
It's possible.
Or maybe the Revolt hasn't actually signed with them, and we'll find out later on about that. Oh, sorry.
The rumor was it's pretty much they were going to sign. They were just in the final negotiations because they're requesting open contracts so they can work anywhere outside the U.S. Right. So they can work New Japan. They can work. I
mean, it could also be England. That AEW is like, no. Set those matches up now. Get those set, and then we'll figure out how to get you into here. That way, you're showing how much better you are now in these other high elite companies. So that way, when you come to All Elite Wrestling, you are considered All Elite.
It's possible.
Oh, sorry.
But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our predictions for AEW's Double or Nothing.
1 hour into the show.
And I want to point out, it was not because of me this time.
It's because I'm excited about these matches. It was like you with NXT takeovers.
Well, no. Takeover, I literally was trying to figure out who was going to be picked. You just went on tangents all over the fucking place.
It's what I do, man. It's what I do. All right.
You just felt like, as you said, you just felt like because you wanted to talk today.
Look, yesterday I canceled us doing the show because I had a migraine. Today I feel amazing. I've had 4 hours of sleep and I'm ready to rock and roll. Crap, I've had 4 hours of sleep. Oh. All right, let's move on. We're moving on to the ratings of the Wednesday Night Wars. AEW won this week with 701,000 viewers. NXT didn't even break 600,000. It was 592.
I mean, only 700,000 for a go-home show to a pay-per-view? That's terrible.
I mean, yes, except for the fact that it's still a brand new company and it's still trying to figure out where its audience is during a damn pandemic when everyone doesn't know when things are on anymore. Like, TV has gone, like, overall TV ratings have been all over the place. Stuff that people are like, nah, we're going to see because of everything else that's going on, we'll see a dip in our show like everyone else is. Suddenly that one's up. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. Overall TV ratings are up.
Yes.
20%.
But it's not the stuff that people thought was going to be up.
The thing is, it's like all ratings are up overall, but it's still like it's like some popular shows aren't going up as much as people thought they were going to.
Yes.
These random it's really weird. But no, I just made fun of it because you mentioned off screen that of someone who posted like that and said 700,000 is for a go home show.
Yeah, they can't hit numbers that. Maybe one day they'll be able to hit numbers like Raw and SmackDown. Yes, Raw and SmackDown, two shows that have been on air for over 20 years.
Give it by August, they'll be hitting the same numbers. AEW will be hitting the same numbers. You know why?
Because SmackDown and Raw will have dropped to that low?
Will fall down to that level.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh about that because they have some great talent that needs to be shown off. But the problem is,
No, but
nobody there knows how to show off this talent.
no, see, here's the funny thing. Like the guy who said this, like I would be like, I would save that tweet, like bookmark that tweet and everything, and then like respond to it. Like if it ever happened where they were like very close to Raws and SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, so you were saying about SmackDown one day AEW will be able to draw the same numbers as Raw and SmackDown.
They're 30,000 apart right now.
They're they're 100,000 apart. Yeah, Raw has more, but you were saying?
Yeah, they've got a 1.1, and AEW almost broke 1 million.
It's definitely wrestling's down because people are sick and tired of the no crowd shows. Which this made it very clear. No fans in attendance for a match when you have like an arena matchup, an empty arena matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, that's absolutely fine. An entire show, week after week with no fans. Oh God, no! It just shows
it's tough.
The importance of the fans. It just shows you how important the fans are to wrestling.
Yeah, it is very tough to watch, to be able to even Japan, which has technically the quietest fans, there's still a reaction.
Yeah, but even because now that we're finally hearing things of California is about to open back up for some sports with no fans in attendance.
Yeah,
soon. And here's the thing: I think people are gonna find watching other sports, a little bit harder without fans. But the difference with sports, it is an actual real competition.
Yes.
Where so you can still be drawn in by the game and everything. Except for baseball, people are gonna realize how boring baseball is without a fan there. And it'll be the end of baseball, and I will cheer.
What truly soured me for baseball was actually watching college baseball. Because college baseball and like watching Double baseball, there's no one there. Like these guys are just playing a game, and it gets boring really quickly.
I will say this, as someone who hates baseball with a passion, to the point when I rise to power and rule the world, baseball's gone.
You're smiting baseball?
Football will probably go away too, but...
I'm sorry, which football, though?
American football.
Okay. I'll allow that. But I will allow it.
I'll probably let the league bribe me with lots of money to let it continue for a while before I just say, no, fuck it, I'm done.
No more football.
I'll probably let them bribe me for a little while at least. But anyway, it will be interesting to see how it racks up overall. But my point was I hate baseball, but I've been to a few baseball games and had somewhat fun to a point.
Yeah,
it overall was baseball.
It's a lot of sitting there waiting for something to happen.
But it's one of those things. But it's also when you're in the crowd, and if you have a rowdy crowd, a really good, not a rowdy crowd, but a good crowd.
Yeah,
kind of like at a wrestling show.
Oh God, yeah.
It makes it a little bit more interesting overall. And while you are waiting for some, like a sick home run to happen, you're still you're engaged with so much going on.
I gotta say,
the game, it helps pass the time.
If wrestling gets back on the road, it's part of my list in the next year or so to go to a wrestling show again.
Yeah, same here.
You live in Orlando. It's down the road for you. You can go to NXT.
Yeah, I actually have to go and get off my ass to go down there to get the tickets and sit in the Florida heat to do that.
Fair enough.
No thanks.
Fair enough.
All right.
I know for me, it's just figuring out when somebody's going to have a show around here.
Yeah, that's really true. Okay, what's the next thing on the docket? Was that the ugh?
Yes, it's the ugh time.
And that was that refers to which one again?
The XFL.
Oh, okay.
It's your story about the XFL.
Okay, so we gotta talk XFL because
Do we?
after
Do we?
the folding of the bankruptcy of XFL, laying off all these people, only to do the more slimiest thing, releasing 40% of your company for WWE, where you're already planning to have a profit for the year. You just wanted to make the profit even bigger, so you laid off all these people, and release talent.
Not cool.
You think Vince couldn't be even go get any slummier or unethical? And in my opinion, illegal. But
This is Vince
He
we're
has.
talking about here.
yeah, but you'd think there'd be a limit to it. But no, because the rumor is going around that is Vince McMahon going into bankruptcy for the XFL was actually all part of a plan to not have to pay his debts during the COVID-19 pandemic and keep any money it would take to keep the league running. So he declared bankruptcy, filed that, and now is actually considered to buy it back from bankruptcy and continue on with the league. This way he doesn't have to pay any of the debts, and he can just pick up and go from there.
I am aghast. That is villainry. I mean, that is super. That is Lex Luthor level shit.
Now, I understand the idea that buying back from bankruptcy is a thing.
Oh, yes.
But the fact that he actually did it on purpose to get out of his debts, that's gotta be illegal.
That for me, that is, even if it's not illegal, that is dastardly and underhanded.
Yeah, it's evil because you basically said, while we don't know how long this pandemic is, I want to keep this league going, but I don't want to pay for it and cost my money.
I'm really sorry, guys. Don't want to pay for, to keep the operations going on this thing until this is over. What?
Yeah, it's. I hope the league commissioner or the president or whatever who his title was.
I think it was
who's suing
commissioner.
Vince wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if this actually turns out to be true, he actually does buy it back from bankruptcy. You gotta say. So he decided to put in the bankruptcy. He had the money to buy out of bankruptcy.
The only time it doesn't look like there's dastardly deeds being done is when, it's been either it was very filed and then something within the company, they did a liquidation of something because that's the first step of filing. And then realize that they had the money to buy themselves out of it. Okay, that happens. That the other one is years down the road as it's finally liquidizing. You're like, oh, I can buy the name out of it. Everything else associated with that is now gone. When who was it? Eric Bischoff tried to buy WCW. At that point, out of bankruptcy, they were like, "Oh, we can do this," and at that point, WWE's like, "No, you don't even get the name. I'm sorry, we own all of it." Or no, it wasn't the name. It was
No, he was trying to buy the company from Time Warner.
Yes,
and they at the last minute, a new executive came in and said he didn't want it on TV, their TV broadcast.
Yeah,
and his partners who were going to buy WCW said, who were willing to pay for it, said, without TV, no.
We can't do anything.
Yep. So this is going to be interesting to see how this turns out. For those of you wondering how people can know this, that he's doing this on purpose, there's been talks about different people calling around about leases for arenas that they were using.
Yep.
We've been reported that the XFL office, which is right across the street from WWE Titan Towers, is still active. Not fully staffed, but it's still active.
Okay.
There's these little things that are still showing indicators that this could have been a plan.
Oh,
So I'm going to be keeping my eye on this, and this is going to be very interesting. I would love to see if this turns out he buys it back, picks the league back up, only for when they do ratings, everyone just tunes out. No one even
It
watches.
collapses hard the second time. Yeah.
I'd laugh because he's an asshole. All right, so moving on. What was the title of this one again, Adam?
This one was really, really.
Yep. We got last week we talked about Vince Russo. This week we're going to talk about Jim Cornette.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Jim Cornette will start following you after this.
No, I'm not. I refuse to even give Corny a follow. Okay.
You know, it'd be funny if he did start following you after this went up, and then he just like, oh no, God no.
Yeah, I block him.
You block him. You actually tweet him back. It's like, thanks for the tweet, you motherfucker. Fuck off, and then you block him.
Nope. Nope. Zop Gaming will not have anything like that. We will try not to be controversial in any way outside of the Owen Hart jokes.
I've heard the stuff you tweet to certain people who are idiots through that thing.
I have what? No, I would never. I have never subtweeted people. I mean, what?
All right. So the reason why we're talking about Jim Cornette again is because he had some. Wow. Yeah, I just can't. I don't have words for it.
He wrote the words.
I'm gonna read.
Okay.
Actually, I don't have words to describe it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna read his words. And Adam, you don't know what he said because I told you we gotta talk about it. I wanted to get your sheer reaction.
I avoided seeing any Cornette stuff, so let me have it.
Normally I send this something like this. I send you a link to
right away.
Like, I'm bringing this up. I want to see Adam's reaction.
Okay.
I have to see his reaction to this. So this is, just to give some context, this is a response of Jim Cornette's thoughts, apparently, on Becky Lynch deciding to have a child. You can't always be on top of wrestling business in $1 million a year spot or more, but you can always have a baby. What is she? She can be 30. She could be 30. Well, still, she's got many more years before the fucking easy bake oven gets shut off. She can have all those problems like descended stomach, stretch marks, hormone problems, mood swings, all those other joys of motherhood later on when she ain't making $1 million a year. She's got plenty of time left. What would you do if your wife came home and said, instead of making $1 million next year, I'm gonna be a raging bitch for the next 9 months, and then give you more shit to worry about around the house?
Wow. Wow. I want to get angry at this. Like, I want to be like offended, triggered. I want to be shaking in my seat right now. But Corny, you did a great job of burying yourself with this tweet. It slowly goes from like the first wow factor hits you and you're like, yes, you do have a point of the whole, you're making $1 million a year and you're going to just throw that away to have a kid right now? Okay. I understand that. I understand that point. But everything he says after that, it gets worse and worse. Easy bake oven. Come on, raging bitch.
I just want to cut you off really quickly for one thing. Because in his twisted mind, I swear he probably thinks that he's being progressive by saying, supporting a woman who's making $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
But his words, like everything else he says, is when he thinks he's supporting something, is super misogynistic.
Yes, it is. Oh, God. It just gets worse as you kept going. And then it got laughable. It's like when you hear a bad joke, the very first time you hear it, you go, ugh, that's bad. And then somebody repeats it 4 times, and on the 5th time you go, all right, now because you're just trying to tell me the same joke over and over again, it's kind of funny what your entire act is. And then you realize that, holy shit, this is not an act at all.
Now, see, if he just stopped after that first paragraph. Like, and she ain't making $1 million a year. That's still bad. It's really, really bad.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that he went to the point of going to say, oh, just because you didn't get my point here, let me sum it up with
you could have
example.
a baby at any time because, at some point the Easy Bake Oven's going to shut off.
But no.
Easy Bake Oven!
He says, like, in case you weren't knowing what I'm saying, here, let me give you an example of this. How would you feel if your wife came home and said, I make $1 million a year right now. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to be a raging bitch for the next 9 months and then give you more shit to worry about at home when you're not on the road.
Oh.
Like, really? That just adds so much.
That was the beginning part of that, of the whole, honey, I'm home. That's where it became funny. And then the raging bitch end of it, that's where I went back to going, oh, God, you had to do this, didn't you? Because you think that you're explaining it, and you're just, the shovel is getting deeper. That's all you're doing.
Now, I have, as much as like Jim Cornette is just, he's done. Like you said, like you don't want him to follow you. Like before I told you this. I can only imagine what you're thinking right now.
I don't follow him. I won't give him the gratitude of receiving a follow, even if it's just to go, ooh, what kind of crazy shit is he gonna say this week? No,
because you can go and find that shit out without giving them a follow.
Exactly. Now, Vince Russo, I do it because I'm going, okay, what kind of crazy shit is Vince Russo going to say that actually has a valid point? Shit, he's got a valid point at the same time. Damn it.
Like last week, ironically.
It's like, damn it.
But I will have to say this. Seth Rollins did comment about this.
Good.
I'm not going to read his lengthy reply.
All right.
I do recommend go finding it and reading it. But I do have to say, I lost a little respect and feel bad for Becky because they're going to be getting married. But I want to preface this, though. Seth Rollins has had worked with Jim Cornette. He respects him from a business standpoint for what he's achieved in the business, worked with him in the Ring of Honor and all that. But the fact that he just said all that nasty shit about his fiancée, and he feels conflicted instead of pissed the fuck off.
Wow.
I mean, when you read his response, he does talk about how he's like, he has lost respect for him, but like to me, even if I had that kind of relationship with someone and they said something like that about my fiance, oh fuck, what our history.
You're like, I'm going to be angry at you, and then I'm not going to be angry at you. But I'm not going to forgive you for this.
I'm like, I want nothing to do with you ever again. Like, I won't even I may have defended you, like saying, that's just Jim Cornette being himself. Like, I don't necessarily always agree with him. I respect him. No, my respect is gone after this. But definitely go and read his response. Actually, I'll send you a link to the article that has both of them.
All right, cool.
So you can read it. But it's definitely, I was like, oh my god. Now you see why I had to see your reaction.
Really? Okay, no.
All right, what's next on the docket?
Let's go ahead and dive into the locker room, and somebody's got a message for the boys in the back. So,
yes.
Tim, back to you again.
You mean I get to talk? It's my turn to talk this time?
Yeah, you get to talk now.
You actually talked a lot during the predictions, and now it's my turn to actually talk for a change. A stark contrast to most of the podcasts.
Yes.
I just put the link
Thank you.
to that article in the chat. Back when this whole pandemic started, AEW and WWE had made mention that they told all talent that they did not feel comfortable working during these times. They were not. They could take off, and they would not be there. Any pushes or anything would not suffer.
Right. Except for Roman Reigns almost immediately.
Yep. There's been questions about whether they're punishing Reigns by not mentioning him. There's lots of stuff on that. But then you get rumors of people who've been speaking out in the back to thoughts that a lot of people in WWE do not feel comfortable working right now, but are because they are afraid of losing their job. And this was before Black Wednesday.
Wow. Okay.
And then, owing to kind of what seems like people are saying, there's a lot of people are saying now is, not people saying, but reports are coming out that this whole Sami Zayn stripped the Intercontinental Championship. He has heat on him in the back because he's a champion and he's not refusing to work. Is one thing, which I can understand that could not go over well with top people, because you are a champion, but you decided not to.
Right.
But at the same time, that's not the only thing that people is apparently being said. It's apparently being saying this whole Sami Zayn being stripped is, oh no, that whole if you don't feel like comfortable working, that's for the top stars like Becky Lynch, who's going to have a baby. Or
Roman Reigns.
Stuff like top talent.
Brock Lesnar.
If you're not a top talent like them, no, you do. That's not what you get. You work, and if you refuse to, well, this is an example to everyone that if you refuse to work, this is what's going to happen to you. So, whether this is actually true or not, is this what's being reported?
Yeah.
But can anyone honestly be surprised that that's the point?
No, I'm not surprised by it at all.
Yeah. It's more than likely true because we've seen how
this company operates.
Yes. So, but yeah, it's WWE. Like, we've always known, like, WWE's had harsh stances and controversial policies, but in the last several months, my respect and just it's just gone down. The whole question of beating the Fiend in Hell in a Cell by a stoppage, not disqualification, or on the sort of caring about the product and watching it, to everything we've seen going forward. Yeah, it's wow.
Oh, I know.
Vince really just doesn't care. Anything that will give him money, make him more money, that's all he cares about right now.
Right.
He doesn't care about the future of his own company. He's like, well, I won't be here, so I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
So, what's next on the docket?
All right. You're going to be bashing Charlotte Flair. 60 seconds on the clock. Let's go.
We are.
Okay.
No. So, I just want to point out the fact that Charlotte Flair is the new John Cena of the women's division, because not only is she a Raw star and is on NXT because she's the NXT Women's Champion, but apparently she now can go over SmackDown. Now, yes, they had that whole brand invitational where basically the rules are you get 5 visits a year to the other brand.
You know what? No, because that rule is going to be broken in like 3 weeks.
3 weeks? I give it 2.
You can only, I like it that we're like, a superstar can only visit another brand 5 times. We're like 2 weeks, it's going to be broken.
Yeah. But anyway, she shows up on SmackDown, which every other person who showed up on SmackDown from like Raw was, I even think even AJ Styles, who's in the Intercontinental Tournament, they boasted about this being one of their 5 times they can come over to this brand. They didn't say that about Charlotte in her segment.
Oh.
They didn't even mention it. So it's just like, oh, she's so big of a star, we're going to put her on SmackDown as well to help the ratings. When we've already seen in NXT, it doesn't help.
It's not helping.
No. Her match against Mia Yim was one of the lower segments. I don't know how the ratings were for her match with Io Shirai, but
people are bored with her right now.
We know for a fact she's going to be in a triple threat match between Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley.
You know, I see it, that they were trying to they're pushing Charlotte because Becky's gone.
This would be, it's possibly like they could do that, but
because honestly,
not the person people want to see.
I'm looking back a little bit, and I believe Becky had put out a tweet that said I can't wait for December or like January, and I'm like going through and I'm like, oh, you actually got pregnant. The deed happened sometime late February, early March, and I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they might have those super early tests. They might have known like within a week, and been like, "Oh,
she didn't find out until April after WrestleMania."
Okay, no, that makes sense then. Never mind.
Because she said she took a bunch of tests and they all turned out negative, but she just kept progressing because she just had that instinct. When she got a digital test, that's what sold it. And Seth Rollins actually has a picture that he snapped seconds after that they got it, and it's actually a really nice picture.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Of her.
But yeah, like okay.
But here's the thing: if you're gonna push, you need to push stars, established stars, to fill that void for Becky. Charlotte doesn't need that extra push because you already over push her.
Yeah.
And no one gives a fuck. It's proven. Well, she may be somewhat of a draw on Raw and SmackDown. She's not a draw on NXT because those fans don't like her because they see her as being over pushed and part of the WWE machine.
Yes.
And that's just, I'm sorry, like, I won't be surprised if we start to see when she shows up, if they keep this whole three brand thing going, her ratings just tank during those times because why am I going to why do I have to watch all three shows when I can just watch one of them and I'll see Charlotte Flair if I want to see something of hers?
Right.
And no, it just doesn't make any sense. So, no, she needs to drop the NXT championship. Like, I was fine with her going over to NXT. It's clearly not working.
No.
Their whole hopes with the ratings and everything. So, and that was obviously the whole hope behind it. It's not working. She should drop the belt. Not back to Rhea. Put it on Io.
Yes.
For a short run. She can then drop it back to Rhea in like August or something like that. But I doubt that's going to happen. But yeah, I'm just sick and tired of Charlotte Flair. She's just so like the WWE machine that they just think she's a big star. I actually backstage, some of the higher ups are like, "Yes, Becky's gone. No, now there's not going to be a woman that we to beat Charlotte. We can finally push Charlotte to the face of the women's division.
We're doing it all the way." And it's just like, no, guys, no. Not cool.
When you could be using that time to, push your new Raw Women's Champion, Asuka.
You would think.
Further. Hotter. Which they're going to do anyway because Vince finally understands her now, apparently. But then I'll start bringing some younger unused talent and pushing them to start building them up to be credible challenges down the road. But they won't. They're like, Charlotte Flair.
Of course. Charlotte Flair. Just like a number of years ago, it was John Cena.
Because they have to get Charlotte Flair to 16 times so she can be like the 16-time women's champion.
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true. Ugh. I don't want to see that.
No one wants to see that. Not even Charlotte Flair wants to see that.
Andrade does, though.
Of course he does. Adam, that's all we have, right? I believe.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you. Let us know down in the comment section what you thought of our predictions. Who do you think the to be announced is going to be for the Casino Ladder match? And do you think the FTR will show up and debut in AEW at Double or Nothing, or will they save that for another time? Also, let us know your thoughts on all the news that we just covered. And since you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up.
Boom.
Ring that bell.
Ding.
And hit that subscribe button.
Ding, ding.
And I fucked that up.
Yes, you did.
And make sure you hit that all notifications so you know when all content on GOP Games goes live. Adam, go get bent like everything in WWE.
Like you're closing, like how you put the closing together this
like
week?
my closing.
Okay.
Adam, go get bent. Like my fucking closing.